This is a really big, hot loan that a lot of people want to know about. Why? First things first, USDA Rural Development is no money down. It's a program, a government-backed program, where if the house that you want to buy is in a rural zoned area, so it's not in city limits, every state has areas where USDA Rural Development loans can be done. So let's talk about it. So you want maybe an acre or two, or maybe even 5 acres, or you want to be somewhere out of the city limits on a house kind of out in the country, or even better, in maybe some small towns. So it can be in a small town and still in technically like the town city limits, right? It doesn't have to be like where every house has to be in the middle of nowhere. No, there's a lot of towns in every state where USDA Rural Development zoning is approvable in all these towns. So you got to talk to your lender, and USDA has a website where you can even look it up yourself. And the big thing with USDA Rural Development loans that a lot of people don't know is there are income limits, and it depends on your family size. So depending on how much money you make, if you make, let's say you make over 200 grand a year, well then you're not going to be approved for a USDA Rural Development loan because they have caps. So it depends on your income limits and then also your credit score. So USDA kind of has like a benchmark of where they want your credit score to be, which is about a 640. Now, can your credit score be lower than a 640 and get a USDA Rural Development loan? It's possible. They do allow manual underwriting, and then you have to be at a certain debt to income ratio. But if your debt to income ratio is still reasonable and your credit score is, let's say, a 630, 620, it may still be possible for you to get a USDA Rural Development loan. And like I said, big perk with this program is it's no money down. Now, a lot of people also ask, well, with USDA Rural Development loans, is there going to be strict guidelines on like the condition of the home? Yes. So let's say the house is a big time fixer-upper, or it's a property with multiple outbuildings, and there's a bunch of outbuildings that are like damaged, broken down, falling apart, and the house has a lot of damages. USDA Rural Development's appraiser, when they go out and check the house out during the loan process, they're going to flag things. So USDA Rural Development home loan guidelines have pretty much adopted on the appraisal side where FHA is at. So FHA, USDA Rural Development home loan guidelines have strict conditions of how they want the home to be. They want the house to be move-in ready, safe, no safety or health hazards, right? So broken windows, damaged roof, chipping and peeling paint, mold, electrical issues, right? All that stuff can't happen and can't be going on with the property to close on one of these loans. So that's why a lot of people go, I want to go USDA Rural Development, but the house I want is in rough shape. Is that going to be an issue? Yes, huge issue. And you might not be able to go USDA Rural Development based on the condition of the home. So that's where your lender that does a lot of these or is very experienced, you're going to have to bring it up to them and say, I want a USDA Rural Development loan, but what do I need to know about these properties that I'm looking at that where this loan might not work with the houses I'm looking at? So it's kind of like a double approach. Can I get a USDA loan question and answer back to you? Number one, do you meet their income guidelines, credit score, and debt to income? That's the biggest piece, because then you can get pre-approved and start looking for properties in these rural areas. But then now the second thing, do the houses I'm looking at, will they pass a USDA appraisal with the condition the home is in? Those are the two things to square away. But the beautiful thing about USDA, let's recap, no money down, 30-year fixed, interest rates are real good, and it's just an awesome 30-year fixed loan. So I hope you liked this video. I hope it made sense. If you have any more questions on it, make sure you comment, share the video, and we'll talk more. Talk to you soon.